The movie begins in the spring of 1933, at the height of the Great Depression in New York City. We are introduced to Adrien, who is an aspiring actress and does theater plays to earn some money. She wants to become a famous actress and reads a book of her favorite playwright, Jack Driscoll. Next day, she finds that the theater has closed and she is without a job. Her colleague tells her he is moving to a new city and she should try out acting in films, and goes to meet a producer who tells her he does not have a role for her. He offers her a card to try small roles at a place to earn some money. Next we see filmmaker Carl Denham is due his movie screening for his producers. The producers are not happy with the film he has shot since it has already cost them $40,000. Carl says he has rewritten the script and now the movie will be shot on a ship and a mysterious island. He says he has found a map of this place which is unknown to all and asks for more money. The producers send him outside to discuss among themselves. They decide they will sell whatever has been shot till now and close this film. Carl overhears the producers from outside and decides to take the film reels with him. He tells his assistant Preston to load all film equipment on a ship and inform all crew to depart early. He has decided to shoot the film on his own and gets in a cab to run from there. Preston tells him that the actress of the film has backed out to be part of film and he needs to find a new one. Carl says he will find a new girl and goes to an adult film magazine company where he sees and who is standing outside, and is here because of the card given to her, but she finds this place disgusting and goes away from there. Carl follows her and offers her a part in his film as he feels she is perfect for role. He believes her size would fit all the costumes they have already made, and is not convinced about this, but when she learns her favorite Jack Driscoll is the screenwriter, she agrees. Carl and arrive at the ship and Preston tells Carl they need to leave soon as the studio has called the police. Carl bribes the ship Captain Engelhorn to leave early, to which he agrees and boards the ship. Carl meets Jack on the ship where Jack gives him a rough draft of 15 pages of script. Jack wants his payment and leave the ship as he has other work. Carl realizes that without Jack he won't be able to shoot the film and purposely writes him a wrong check. This caused Jack to be delayed in getting off the ship, and now the ship departs. Jack has now no choice but to be on ship and complete the script, and Carl's plan has worked. Jack is made to stay in the deck where there are animal cages. The captain does illegal animal trading for extra money and Jack finds chloroform bottles also. Jack has started working on the script and Hayes of the crew members helps him find his stolen pen. Carl introduces Anne to everyone but in her excitement and mistakes someone for Jack and starts talking to him. The real Jack comes and introduces himself and is embraced. Later, Carl and Jack are discussing their script where Carl tells him that he wants to shoot on an island. Jack is surprised to hear this as it was not in his script. Carl says that the island is Skull Island, which is not known to many and is dangerous. He tells Jack not to talk about this to anyone, but a crew member named Jimmy hears this. The film shooting starts where and is performing with actor Bruce. Carl notices that Jimmy has told his crew mates about Skull Island and looks worried. Jack notices that Anne is a good actress and even compliments her for her performance. We see that Jack and have started to like each other. Carl instructs the captain to go to Skull Island and promises him more money. The crew members of the ship warn Carl that Skull Island is a dangerous place and is surrounded by huge walls of 100 feet. Carl says he is not afraid and will shoot his film there only. Carl is shooting the film and Jack develop feelings for each other and kiss. Captain receives a note which says Carl has an arrest warrant against him and he decides to turn his ship's course. Carl tells Captain that he needs only 1 week to complete his film and requests him to support him. Captain says he can't risk everything and says no to him. While returning back, the ship is lost in a fog and is unable to see any path. The crew inform the captain that they are approaching shallow water. Suddenly, one crew member sees a huge wall and warns all. The captain is unable to control the ship and it crashes in the wall. There are rocks everywhere and the ship gets badly damaged. Everyone sees that they have arrived at Skull Island. When the crew is trying to stop the water, Carl and his men decide to take a small bore to island. Carl decides to shoot his film on the island while the ship is getting repaired, which makes the captain angry. On arriving at the island, they see many skulls and see how big and scary the island is. They come across a village which is abandoned and begin their film shooting. While exploring the village, Carl finds a young boy and offers him chocolate. The boy attacks Carl and suddenly we see there are other villagers also here. The villagers look dangerous and they attack Carl and his team and start killing them. When they are about to kill Jack, Captain comes there with his men and starts shooting them. They arrive back at the ship and decide to leave from there. They start throwing the heavy luggage off the ship to make it lighter. One of the villagers comes to the ship and kidnaps and to take her back to the village. Jack finds a dead crew member and finds that and is missing and informs others. Captain and crew prepare their guns and decide to go back to the island. Carl has secretly packed his camera, also to shoot whatever he can. The villages do a ritual and tie and to 2 pieces of wood. They send her across the volcano to the other side. Suddenly we see a 25-feet ape called King Kong arrives there and takes and with him. The crew members arrive on island and Carl sees Kong taking and he cannot believe his eyes and tells everyone about this. While looking for and in the jungle, the crew members are attacked by dinosaurs. The dinosaurs start killing the members, but they use their guns and start shooting them. The dinosaurs are killed and Carl has managed to shoot this for his film. While going through the jungle and attacks Kong and manages to escape. Kong goes after her and manages to catch her again. In the morning the crew members find some big insects and decide to rest a while. Jack finds a big footprint and the members decide to ask Carl but realize that he is missing. Carl has decided to explore the valley and see some big dinosaurs who eat plants. He asks Baxter to go close to them for filming a good shot for the film. Suddenly the dinosaurs feel scared and start running towards Carl and his men. The crew members notice the dinosaurs coming and start running away from them. The dinosaurs are being attacked by flesh-eating dinosaurs who are small and scary. While escaping, many dinosaurs fall off the mountain and even kill other in stampede. Many crew members and the cameraman are killed while escaping. Baxter has decided to go back to ship since he feels scared and some men join him. And decides to entertain Kong juggling and dancing and whenever she falls down Kong laughs. Kong purposely makes her fall down again and says no to him. This makes Kong angry and he destroys something to show his frustration. And begins to grasp Kong's intelligence and capacity for emotion. Kong goes away from there and runs in the jungle to escape. While crossing the river, the members are attacked by some sea creatures who attack their boat. One of the boats is destroyed and the camera falls in water. Jack decides to get the camera back and Carl uses the gun to kill the creature. The other creature attacks and kills one member and Carl shoots this with his camera. While making their way across a giant fallen log, Kong attacks the rescue party. He shakes the log to make the members falls and kills Hayes by throwing him off in a ravine. Kong throws the entire log down and kills many members. While escaping and finds some animal feeding, and the animal attacks and runs from there and hides in a cave where suddenly the animal is attacked and killed by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The Rex goes after and to eat her who runs away from there and hides behind a tree. Suddenly a second Rex sees her and now they both want to eat her. Kong comes in time and saves and from them, but one of the Rex bites his arm. Kong is injured and now we see a third Rex who comes from behind and attacks them. Kong and the REXS start fighting each other and Kong manages to push them down the mountain. Kong and also come down the mountain and they all get caught in vines. Kong manages to kill 2 REXS and breaks the 3 RD's jaw and saves and says thanks to Kong and decides to go with him. After falling down the ravine, The crew members wake up and see they are surrounded by strange insects. Carl finds his camera and film is destroyed and he is sad and angry. The insects start attacking them and the members start fighting back. When the insects are about to kill the remaining members, Captain has come back with Baxter. He fires on the insects and manages to save Jack, Carl, and Jimmy. Jimmy takes Hayes' cap as a memento for himself. And Kong come back to his home and see the sunset together. And realizes that Kong is lonely here and feels his pain. Captain tells everyone Baxter brought them back to rescue them. Jack decides to look for and Carl makes a plan with Captain to capture Kong with chloroform. He says that Kong will follow and back to boat and this is when they can capture Kong. Later Jack has managed to find and who is sleeping in Kong's hand. He wakes her up and asks her to come quietly with him. Kong wakes up and gets angry but is attacked by bats. They use this opportunity and decide to escape using a vine, but Kong notices this. Kong starts pulling them up, but Jack finds a bat and decides to use it to ride down the mountain. Kong decides to follow them and they arrive at the bridge. Carl lowers the bridge at the last minute to lure Kong in the trap. Jack and are shocked to see the men waiting with weapons to capture Kong. Kong comes there and the members attack him and tie him with rope and use chloroform bottle on him. Kong is too powerful for them and manages to escape the trap. The members decide to go their boat and run away from there with Kong following them. They arrive at their boats and Kong starts attacking them. Jack and cannot believe what is happening and even tries to tell Kong to go back. Kong is very angry and destroys one of the boats and kills many men. Carl takes this opportunity to throw one more bottle of chloroform on Kong and Kong becomes unconscious. They are able to capture Kong and bring him back to the city. Sometime later, we see Carl has organized a show called King Kong, Eighth Wonder of the World. It is the show's premiere day and Carl is now famous and many people have come to see the show. The show begins where we see Carl has chained Kong and Kong is very sad. We see Jack has also come to see the show and sees Bruce as the main hero in it. The heroine's entry happens, but we see a different girl and Kong gets angry. And had refused to in the show as she was unhappy with Kong being captured and now does theater. Camera flashes from photographers enrage Kong, who breaks free from his chrome steel chains. Carl is scared and in disbelief when he sees what his greed has done. Everyone gets scared and starts running and Kong starts attacking them. Kong recognizes Jack and decides to go after him, believing he knows where and is. Kong goes in the streets and starts checking all girls who look like and to find her. And hears the commotion in the streets and decides to find Kong. Jack takes a taxi to lure Kong away from the crowd and Kong starts chasing him. Kong manages to catch Jack and knocks him out by stopping his taxi and flipping it. When Kong is about to kill Jack, he notices and has come there, so he stops. They both are happy to see each and Kong decides to take in with him. Kong and share a happy moment on a frozen pond in park, but suddenly the army attacks them. Kong manages to escape from there with and arrives at the Empire State Building. Kong decides to climb the building and reaches the top with and Kong notices that fighter planes have come to stop him, so he puts and safely down and decides to go to the top. The planes start attacking Kong and even injure him with bullets. Kong starts fighting them and manages to destroy 3 planes, but the planes attack Kong again and injure him badly. Kong is hit by several bursts of gunfire and looks at and for the last time. He says his goodbye and falls from the building and dies. Jack has managed to reach and they both are happy to see each other and hug. Reporters gather around Kong's corpse to take a picture of him and asks Carl what happened. Carl says it was beauty that killed the Kong.